Hello, this is Kirsten Makes. I'm going to show you today how you can dye paper like this with watercolour paint such as Brusho or Koh-i-Noor. It's the sort of papers I've used to create this box, which I showed you how to do before. What you're going to need is obviously some paper. This is wallpaper lining paper, which is I've cut into a square. You're going to need some jars with the paint. You may want to have some gloves on. You're going to need some lace curtain materials because that's going to create the nice patterns on your paper. And then of course you're going to need some foam brushes to put the paint onto the paper. So I'll put this away, and I start off by putting the paper down here, and I will put the first lot of paint on in this way. I'm using the Paint Neat. You can, if you want to, add some water to it. I'm just going to do a different colour on part of it, and I make sure to go right to the edge. You can see how the colours are kind of merging together, but that gives the nice interesting effect. What I do now, I'll turn it around and paint the other side. See, I've got one underneath, that's fine. And then I'll turn it around and give a different. And then I'll put some paint on here. It doesn't matter if you dribble a bit of the paint, that's fine. I might like to do some pattern. You go over like that. I have one foam brush in each pot of paint, which stops the paint colours getting mixed too much together. So that's that done, and then we'll turn this over. You can see it's created a nice pattern on there. I might leave that, turn that over, and then I'll put this down on top, and this will kind of print down on that. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get the effect of the lace. So I'll put that there. And then I'll put another of the little lace like that. You can choose any of the nylon lace, and it will create a resist kind of effect. Then I'll put a piece of paper on top of that, and then I'll put colour on, and this time I'm going to use another of the colours as well. I've got a green here. Green and red are good colours together. So I'll turn this around and put this here, press it down, and then I'll put some more paint. I'm just going to do a sort of a pattern. It's all quite freehand. So I'm just doing this here. This here. And then I can put another piece of lace on top of that. It's quite freehand what I choose. It's a nice pattern here. So I'll do that here, and then I'll put this on top. And then I'll just paint this one and turn it over. And then Then I'll leave this to dry. It doesn't matter that they're stacked one on top of the other. They don't actually stick together. Once it's reasonably dry, you can spread the papers out on a piece of plastic to dry, and if they buckle a bit, you can just add some, you can just iron it. You can see how this creates quite an interesting pattern. I'll put that down on top of that. And then I'll just finally paint this before leaving the whole stack to dry. I try to go to the edge of all the papers as best I can, because often if you're using the paper for a folded origami item, it's a bit of a nuisance if one of the corners are not dyed. However, if you missed a bit, you can always just add the paint at any stage later on and just leave it to dry. Thank you very much. Hope you're going to enjoy doing this activity.